Good day, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. My name is Chief Dog 74, and let's get into this one then. So today, guys, we're once again back on Need for Speed Unbound for some more customization content that I'm sure you all enjoy, or hopefully do all enjoy. Last time out, we did customize and give the performance to this lovely Koenigsegg Regera, and well, we didn't really need to do much testing. Everyone knows this is the fastest car basically in the entire game, and yeah, it definitely proved it for the races that we did, just as an experiment. In fact, the person decided to actually just sit there on the start line and gain money because they knew there was no winning against this, which is fair enough because again, OP car. Anyway, today's video though is going to be customizing the McLaren F1, which I was and many others have been gifted by Need for Speed, like Criterion, because we played the last game being Need for Speed Heat. In fact, I 100% in Need for Speed Heat. So yeah, really cool car to be gifted. This was of course a DLC car in the last game which you had to buy, and I did buy it, and I actually really love this car, so hopefully it will be just as good in this game as it was in the last game. I have a good idea of how I want to customize it, and I know I want this car to be an S-Class, as you can probably tell by the title as well. I'll make sure to put that in there. Let's just hop in. Quickly though, before in between these episodes, I did get the drift zones done, so I've been gifted the McLaren 600 LT as well, and also I got all the street arts, so I have the Ferrari 488 GTB as well. So pretty good going for myself. All I have left now to do actually is just to do the long jumps, which is fairly easy compared to some of the others, and I'm going to do those all of them in a video so then I can customize and show off the body kit for the BMW M1, I think it is, that it's applied to, which of course you get the body kit for completing all of the collectibles, and at that point I will also have 100% completion. So yeah, anyway, let's hop into this. No need to spend any money buying the car because we've already got it gifted. However, I am going to undo the kit, but we'll have a look first at some of the other options. So there's a Speed Hunters option here, which looks pretty nice, if I'm honest. Got another one from McLaren, which adds like a small sort of look to it with a rather larger wing. You got the Speed Hunters one, which was, I think this was the body kit from the last game. So, in case you're unaware, in the last game when they added this DLC, they also added, I think it was challenges and races that you could do, and the more races that you did, the more customization you're able to unlock, and eventually you were able to get this rear wing, which when coupled with the correct like rear fenders, it made it like extend out in this way, and I think it looks pretty cool. But I did that in Need for Speed Heat, so I'm gonna go for a different look for this car in this game. But yeah, equally a very good option, and I'm glad that they've ported it into to this game as well. You've got the custom body kit, which isn't really a custom, it's just more of a livery, and it changed the tyres and stuff. And then you've got this sort of long tail looking McLaren, which looks very nice indeed. But we're going to go from the beginning, and we are going to customize this car in the direction that I want it to look. I was going to use this car anyway, so I'm glad that it's been given to me for free. But let's have a look at the 4 McLaren options. Very interesting to see all McLaren. So we've got this main stock one. We have this McLaren one, which adds a little intake, a bigger intake from the McLaren one, and then the lights just there. But yeah, this game I think I'm gonna put on that hood there. Headlights, We can have the pop-out ones, which I actually want to go for. I think they look pretty cool. We're gonna colour them yellow though. Need to find a good yellow. Hang on. There we go. Colouring them yellow. Maybe this gives an idea of the sort of style I'm looking for, but all shall be revealed. We've got a few front bumper options. So we've got a McLaren one, another McLaren one, which looks pretty cool there actually. Speed Hunters one, solid. A really weird but cool McLaren one. I'm surprised McLaren would do that much detail to their car, but I'd say that they're probably one of the better brands when it comes to allowing like customization in games and representing themselves and stuff like that, which I think is very good. I think all brands should do that because more sales for them. So we're gonna put on this bumper though. This is the one that I want to equip. So we have equipped it now. A few splitter options. That's actually quite an interesting one for this car, to be fair. But I think I'm actually just going to stick with the base one. We got some canards, as you can see here. I do want to put canards on this car, and I think these ones are the coolest ones in my opinion. Front fenders, we've got a few options. Got a Speed Hunters one here, which looks really cool actually, with the added vents. McLaren one, which again adds some few vents and shapes it around a little bit. Got another McLaren one with the vents and the slightly wider body kit, and you got the massive Speed Hunters add-on, which also looks pretty cool. I'm gonna go for this one though, because I think it looks the coolest. Wing mirrors, I'm not going to forget them this time, unlike I did in the last one. And again, there's a few options here that you can choose from. But I'm just going to stick with the main ones. Next thing to change is the side skirts. So we can add a side skirt from McLaren, a Speed Hunters one, another Speed Hunters one, and I'm going to go for the McLaren one, I think. Rear fenders, here we go. This is where it's going to get interesting. So we've got this McLaren one which adds bolts to it. So that's quite interesting. I don't know why it's a different option, and I guess if you wanted bolts you can have it, but this is probably the one I'm going to go for because it locks with the front, so probably going to go for that one. And then that one is the very wide one which is used on the body kit that I talked about, which will change one of the wings, so pretty cool there. Got a McLaren roof here, which I'm going to equip. As for the trunk lid, we have a few more options. So there's a McLaren piece here, another McLaren piece. Well, they're all McLaren pieces actually, but this is a different one, and this is another one which actually covers up the engine. Very interesting. I think I'm going to go for the second option here. I think that's the best one for me. Rear bumper. There it is. That's what I was looking for. I want to make this car, the McLaren F1 that is, a long tail version. So this is the longer tail, believe it or not, version. You can add the Speed Hunters rear bumper, which changes it around a bit. But yeah, the long tail is what I was looking to do with this car, and make it more like the winning McLaren. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, you've got the Speed Hunters wing, McLaren wing, which I'm pretty sure this is the one that they use for the long tail. So I'm probably going to equip that one. But a few other options here from Speed Hunters and AR Performance. It's actually quite a cool wing, but again, it links up with the rear fenders, so it's probably better to do that for that wing. But yeah, we're going to equip this McLaren wing and make it go full on long tail GTR, and yeah, looking pretty good. We can black out the lights, which actually doesn't look too bad. I'm going to black them out a little bit, but not go fully on it. There we go, fixed it and got it all sorted. Rear bump we've already done, of course. Exhaust, this can be interesting. So again, we got a few exhausts. I'm looking for a dual tip either side because that's what the original had. So, oh, but those look really cool actually. But at the end of the day, I think that I should stick with a dual tip and whack on that one. Diffuser, this is going to be interesting. We've got this carbon one, which is pretty cool. Another carbon one, and another carbon one. That has got the light on it, so I'm going to put that one on. And then now it's just time for me to colour it, and then I'm going to change the license plate and the wheels after. But yeah, that is a customization for this car. Overall, this is incredibly good customization for a car. It's probably better than like majority of the cars. So yeah, well done to McLaren and Need for Speed for making and Criterion, I guess, for making such a cool car. This is gonna look really, really cool. I'm already loving it. Probably will be my main S-Class car if it's good performance. But yeah, let's change the stance, although it's already slammed to the ground, so probably we'll just add a little bit of camber. I think that will do it. And then paint and wrap, we're gonna go to the community because I'm looking for a certain livery. Oh, I didn't mean to follow that person, sorry. But that is a very good McLaren orange. But I'll come back to you when I found the livery I'm looking for. And no, it's not a Golf one, even though Golf McLaren was a pretty cool car, but it is really tempting to be honest, but it's not what I'm looking for. Okay, so after a bit of digging, this is the best livery I could find of the one that I'm trying to look for. I wanted the one that they used for the Le Mans win of the McLaren F1. I'm pretty sure this is the livery that they used, because they sort of did like a homage to it in the Triple Crown livery for the actual F1 McLaren car, but for some reason it's not really been made apart from on this one. And I mean, they've done a pretty good job, but just some of the text looks a bit odd is all. But I can equally go with this car and be pretty happy with it. So, or this livery, should I say? So, thank you Monza 2424 Asia for making the livery. But yeah, let's go ahead and equip it, and then I'm going to change the numbers to my numbers, and then yeah, I'll be back once I've done that. Okay, there we go then. So finally changed the all livery up. So changed because they kept like the base color, so I changed my color to more of the really weird navy blue that they used, and then I've just kept the silvery part that they put around the bottom, and also changed all the numbers to 74. So that is now all done. I'm just going to overwrite that now. And that's not the color I wanted. Why is that now changed? Seems to be a bit weird with the livery editor there, but yeah, I'm going to change the license plate and the wheels and I'll be back. Okay, there we go then. So that is the license plate done. Again, went with a very simple one. I know I've used the white background one a lot, but there you go. That's the license plate I've been liking recently. And then the rims are here. Decided to just go for these ones. So yeah, and then got some pretty cool tyres on as well. So that is that for the main customization. We obviously want to put a tag on it. I'm gonna have a look around for which one though. Oh, I think I want to put on this one just for the British flag. I know it's supposed to be probably more American if I'm honest, but it looks like the British flag in my opinion with the colours. But again, they're basically the same as the American ones, so could be looked at either way. But I think it works well for the British theme of the McLaren. So we'll do that. And do I want to put on this? I think I'm going to put on the hydraulics one. I think that sounds quite good as a sample. Not going to equip a horn. No underglow, no air suspension. The exhaust we'll do later on. For now though, we need to figure out what engine to put in this thing to make it the best it can be for S-Class. And to do so, I'll be back with a guide, and I'll make sure to let you guys know the person that I've seen do this car and give the build. So yeah, I'll be back. Well, unfortunately, past me, you forgot to record the audio because you had your mic on mute and your controller was not on mute, and you thought it was not on mute, so you thought you were safe. So now you have to do the recording for the audio all over again while I talk over the build for this. But I'll try and keep it as close as I can to the original in terms of the style. But anyway, this build was made by Alex Corner, I think was his name. And he said to put in the flat 4 engine, which is the first engine, not the V12, which I wish we could put the V12 in, because it would sound very cool, but that's not the optimal engine. And he talks a lot about like these cool details, so I would recommend that you check out his original video. That's Alex and Space Core, not all one word. But you want to put in the Pro induction, the Elite ECU, the Elite fuel system, the Super exhaust, the Elite Roots supercharger, which is very weird because I've never really put that on any sort of car. Not even really in Need for Speed Heat did I ever put it on a car there, but that is what is required for this car to make it tick. And of course he explains this in the video. Make sure to keep it on Sport Nitrous. Put your suspension to Elite Road. Make sure that it is Elite Road. Put your brakes to Super, just like keep them the same. And then put on tyres for grip in the Elite class. So you put in the suspension for road, but the tyres for grip. And then you want to put in the Sport clutch, which is just the same. Go down from a 6-speed to a 5-speed, and finally put in the Elite differential. And put nitrous drift, nitrous grip for the auxiliary. And again, the reason why you don't need to have such a good clutch is because you're using a 5-speed, you don't shift up as much, so that is the only way really you can get it to just under S+. And right now you're probably thinking, well, my car's at S+, how do I get it down to S? Well, you go to handling, you change it to 90% grip, and then steering sensitivity is whatever you like, and then you put the downforce one click to the right, or left should I say, of high, and that will make it so that it's an S. Anything else for some reason is S+. Don't ask me why, I don't understand how it works, but yeah, that is the build, that is the performance build for this car. Here's what I did with the exhaust. So yeah, pretty good sound, even though it's not the V12, it's still a pretty good sound. But yeah, that's the style, that's the performance done for this car completely, and so we can move on to the racing, which is the more important part. And yeah, we're gonna obviously try this in S-Class playlist. So I'll see you right now. But we are into the first race. So, and I was very surprised to find that there were 3 other people willing to race against me in S-Class. Usually, players in general are quite dead nowadays, because link-ups are more are better. So the fact that we got an NSX, my favorite car, the Subaru Impreza from 2010, and also I can't remember what the other car was. I think it was an M3 GTR. But yeah, all I said during this segment was that the I've originally thought that the acceleration of this car wasn't very good. Then I realised it was just bad compared to the NSX. But overall, this car is really good, and it obviously, as you can see, zoomed past, got to 199 miles per hour, and then I crashed straight into a van, and then he overtook me again. But this car is really, really good for just its pure speed. Like, the acceleration isn't the greatest, but like it tops out really quite highly, and it can reach quite highly quite quickly. Like, the Porsche is like the complete opposite of this car. It's terrible for the acceleration, whereas this car is a lot better for the acceleration and can get to the higher speed that it says it can quicker. And as you can see, we walked on this NSX once we got to the higher parts of our gear, and we were able to completely win this race. So yeah, very well done to the McLaren F1 in the single-seater car, that is. And yeah, this course was also the same course I used to challenge the Murcielago, so I've also put the times in for each of the times that the Murcielago did that race in. Obviously it varies depending on when I crash, how the other people react with me. So that race was actually quite close, but in that race I did crash, whereas in the Murcielago one I didn't crash. So this F1 GTR, the McLaren F1 GTR I should say, is very good. So yeah, even over the rough terrain we were still able to beat out the M3 GTR until we have a massive snap of oversteer, and that is the one issue with this car that I found, is particularly in this race. This race is like really good to test out like the cornering speed of the car and how the car handles in the corners, and yeah, it's got a lot of oversteer, and so I guess it had to have a little bit of kryptonite to nerf it out a bit, but that is the main issue for this car. But nonetheless, we were still able to really get ahead of the opponents. That was again another snap of oversteer that really cost us quite a lot of time, but it didn't matter in the end because we took this corner, not necessarily the best, but good enough for us to go on ahead and win. So we do win this playlist quite easily, and yeah, McLaren F1 is showing its strengths here, and as you can see, the Murcielago time 2 minute 22.47, so 3 seconds faster. That probably is about making sense because the Murcielago didn't really have much oversteer. It had a little bit of understeer, I think, but nothing that really affected how the car performs in the corners to a noticeable standard. On to race 3 though here, and someone almost cuts across and hits us there, but yeah, compared to the convertible M3 there, I think, and then the M3 GTR, we walked on them once again. We had a close call here though, geez, and that made the tail wag a little bit. But yeah, through this corner you can see it is really good through the corners. Just on some of the more slower speed ones you can have snaps of oversteer. This sort of segment shows it off quite well. Like, if you can control it, like here I control it fairly well, then it won't slow you down too much. Though unfortunately I did go straight into a car there, so that will slow you down, believe it or not. But coming towards the shortcut, which I learned in the Murcielago video, and again I hit the same tree. I almost always hit it now that I know that shortcut, but it still didn't matter because we finished almost, in fact we are going to go across the line 1,000 yards ahead of second. So yeah, amazingly good car is the McLaren F1. Probably one of the best ones in my collection. And again, about 7 seconds quicker, just under 7 seconds, or just over actually 7 seconds quicker than the Murcielago. So if that isn't proof that this car is very good, then I don't really know what it is, because yeah, amazing. Definitely my best S-Class car. Probably the one that I'm going to use the most. And funnily enough, it can help us unlock the base McLaren F1 as well. So very funny indeed. But there you go, that is today's video all done and dusted. Again, apologies for me having to do the post race recording, because I was stupid enough to not unmute my mic. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Next video though, as you can see, we're on level 49. The next video we're going to be customizing the car in the pass. I did say originally in the video that I was going to do that today, but because this video is taking so long to make now, I'm going to just reserve it for tomorrow. But it'll still be out 3 days after this one comes out, so I'm going to schedule it so it comes out 3 days after. But anyway, till then, hope you have a good rest of the day. If you like this video, go ahead and like it, comment anything you enjoyed below, subscribe if you want, and until then, this has been Chief Dog 74, and I'll see you guys next time.